At the Multi-Gen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.
Like and share to change a life.
So I'm working on a book right now called Intention Matters. And this book has been something I've been working on in my heart for many years. I finally have just gotten the open door and the authority of my spirit to finally begin working on this book. And the book title is Intention Matters. And I'm going to attempt to tie this to your life, as a listener, so that you can walk away from this talk with something meaningful and something that you can use and apply. Well, intention matters literally touches every aspect of your life. One simple example is hurting somebody. If you step on your friend's toe and your friend knew that it was an accident and yet they're very hurt, you broke their toe and they need to go to the ER and you stepped on their toe, and yes, they're going to be pissed and you may get cussed out. But if they know in their deepest heart, if they know that it was an accident, forgiveness comes that much quicker. But let's say you got in an argument with your friend and y'all were in an altercation and you walked over and stomped on their foot and broke their toe and they had to go to the ER. Not only will your friend probably never forgive you, they may attack you back or even press criminal charges. And the forgiveness of this will be very, very hard to get from them. Because the intention matters. And when you hurt somebody or you're hurt by somebody else, if you knew that they loved you and they didn't intend to cause pain, it's that much more easy to forgive them. Take a parent that has a child and this child continues the same behavior over and over again, and you keep telling your child, not to do this thing, stop doing this thing, don't do this thing, right? And the child continues to do this thing. Well, it's one thing if the child is doing it subconsciously and you understand that they're doing this subconsciously and it's a behavior that's going to take a long time for them to wean out of themselves, to train out of themselves. It's that much easier to not get as frustrated, right? But if you have a child that continues the same behavior, like talking back or rolling their eyes, and you believe that they're doing it with intention and that it's not some subconscious natural reaction that is happening within them in the moment of conflict, because that is a trauma response that they're using to buffer the feelings that are rising up in them as you are accusing them of doing X, Y, and Z, then it's much harder to find forgiveness when that child rolls their eyes or talks back, right? Intention is the basis of all of life. And there's a book called The Intention Experiment. And the author has written 2 different books. One is called Prayer Power and one is called The Intention Experiment. And with The Intention Experiment, she goes through many, many different scientific experiments that have been done. And she determines that the intention of a prayer is what makes and determines how powerful that prayer is going to be. Intentions can be felt. I was listening to some videos of a woman on social media last night, and I loved her content. I found her page and I started listening to her videos, and I was laughing at the same time as getting hit with deep truths. And I was like, how can a woman be so complex that she could make me smile and laugh but then touch my heart, cut it to the core at the same time? And this is a very, very beautiful woman. And so she was talking in one of her videos, and it was the funniest thing because she was just sitting in her closet just fucking talking. And she was talking about all the men that DM her, right? And she was calling out some men, and I was like, this woman's cutting some truth right here, man. This was intense. And she was talking about all the men that DM her, and that she was saying that she can feel the intention of a person before they even message her, or when they do message her. She's so intuitive that she knows the intention behind it. And she's kind of like, quit bullshitting, right? Like, if you want to have sex and that's your intention, don't come at her saying, oh, you want to get coaching, because she's going to see right through the bullshit. And to the men that are listening, I encourage you to be courageous and be bold. Because if you have an intention, if you have a feeling and you try to mask that, that woman's going to feel that confusion and that uncertainty, and she's going to feel that something's off. Because authenticity is where your prayers really, really cause an effect. Some of the most powerful prayers I've ever said is, God, I'm fucking mad at you. I fucking hate you right now. Some of the deepest prayers I've ever said is, God, I hate this fucking life, dude. This life fucking sucks. Being a human fucking sucks. God, I need help. Show up, right? And those are the prayers that cause your angels to show up. Those are the prayers that reach heaven because of your intention to be real. I'm hesitant to tell the story because, well, shame is real. Embarrassment is real. But I had fallen in love. And this is how serious intention is with our friends, with our partners. If you're seeking a man because you find him attractive, or you're seeking a woman because you find her attractive, the intention and the authenticity that you set, the intention that you set and the authenticity that you show up with will determine the outcome and how that person's able to receive you or not. And the deepest, most hurtful kinds of betrayal is when you have one intention, but you present it differently than it really is. And then that person later finds out that your intention was different than it was. And one of my most heartbreaking stories is that I fell in love with a young girl from Canada. And she had been in Los Angeles, and she was a fitness coach and a nutritional coach. And I began observing her content and listening to her talks, and I had owned multi-gene wellness hormone therapy, and I was authentically looking for coaches to offer their services to our clientele on a commission basis in order to create new income streams, but also to our patient load, to our clients and to our medical patients. I wanted to have a plethora of services, including fitness training, nutritional training, spiritual coaching, sexual coaching, to offer to our client base. And that was authentic and that was genuine. And so I reached out to this girl, and, I introduced myself, and I had an intention because I wanted to be married. I wanted a wife, and I had been building my life for that. And I reached out to her, and my intention was to date her. My intention was to take her on a date. My intention was to get to know her, but I wasn't courageous enough to tell her that. And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm Joshua with Multi-Gene Wellness Online. We're looking for nutritional coaches. I'd love to build a relationship with you, right? Because I thought, well, let's build a relationship based on business first, and then, let's see if it gets intimate, right? Well, we ended up connecting deeply, and she ended up coming out to Dallas where I was and spending weeks with me, and we ended up taking a drive across the country, and I ended up going out to LA to be with her. And when she showed up to meet me, I said, hey, I want to be your friend. I want to build business with you. But never, not once, did I tell her the truth. I didn't tell her, I want to fucking marry you. You are everything that I thought I wanted in a woman. I never told her that. I just wanted it to unfold naturally. Now, there was a pure intention in that. There was a pure intention for that. Well, months went on, and months went on. And eventually, when I realized that she was not falling in love with me, when I realized that she was not falling in love with me, I began to have resentment. Because that's what happens to a little boy when he doesn't get his way. He gets mad. And so my little boy reared up, and inside of us there's a man, there's a king, there's a prince, there's a hurt, angry little boy, right? And in every woman, there's the queen, there's the princess. There's so many versions. There's the healer. There's the divine slut, as they say, right? There's so many versions inside of a woman. And true love is when you meet this woman and you say, I want to spend the rest of my life unlocking and unfolding and bringing out every version of you that I can possibly get to know. And what ended up happening in this relationship is I got really resentful because she did not fall in love with me. She did love me, and she loved me in many ways, but not as the partner that I wanted her to be. Well, when it all came to the end, she got really hurt when she learned that the whole reason I was doing everything was because I wanted her to be mine. And the last thing that she ever said to me was, you can have the businesses that we started, but you're never going to have me. And we've never spoken again to this day. And she ended up telling me that I hurt her in a way that nobody's ever been hurt because I betrayed her. I wasn't authentic. I didn't tell her my true intention. What I should have done is immediately messaged her and said the truth and said, hey, I'm attracted to you. I want to see what's there. Come out to Texas. I'll put you on a flight. I want to get to know you. I want to take you on a date. There's some business dealings I want to do with you too. I should have been authentic. And so I encourage you now, man or woman, if you're listening to this, to identify your true intentions. Because a lot of times we do things and we don't even know our own intention. We don't even get what our true intentions are. And so we're going around doing things, thinking we're doing them for this reason, but there's this underlying intention that we're not even aware of. And it's subconscious. So in this talk, I encourage you to find your authenticity, find your intention, and be able to communicate that clearly. Whether you're praying to God, whether you're talking to a friend, you're introducing yourself to a woman, whatever it is, the authenticity of your true intention is what will unlock the divinity behind what is behind that relationship and how it will unfold. And so I encourage you to find your authenticity and find your courage and to find your voice, because it's with your true intention and your true authority and your true voice that your power really comes to the surface.
Like and share to change a life.
At the Multi-Gen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.